Court 1 at the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton Open here from the beautiful country of New Zealand, Auckland, the city. Absolutely stunning. The people are great. Everybody's having a great time. And the players in particular really enjoy coming here to visit. Confirmation of what we've brought you already. Ansi Jung, the younger 78 in the world, taking on Ohori. Had the win in 3 games, the Korean through to tomorrow's final. And also then confirmation of Chan and Go from Malaysia winning that mixed doubles semi-final too. Now, for the men's singles, the bottom half of the draw. We'll be bringing you both matches, but first is Jonatan CHRISTIE, the 3rd seed, taking on Kanta TSUNEYAMA of Japan, squaring off in a 3rd match. And CHRISTIE, the highest remaining men's seed here, seeking a hat-trick of wins against the Japanese man. One of his career high ranking is Jonatan CHRISTIE. There he is. World ranked 9th at the moment, has been as high as 8th in April. Played 18 matches this year, won 11, lost 7. And his opponent, TSUNEYAMA from Japan, off a career high ranking himself of 11 in the world. He's the Thai Open champion, is TSUNEYAMA. Seeded 5th here and wriggling his way right down through the bottom of the draw, because Pranoy took out Sugiarto, the 2nd seed, went in the 2nd round very early. Indeed, we lost the first, well, 3 seeds in the first 2 rounds of the men's singles. But all semi-final spots are occupied by seeds, despite losing seeds 1, 2 and 4. But each of the semi-final spots, different nationalities as well. Here we go then. So Jonatan CHRISTIE against Kanta TSUNEYAMA, a real firecracker, this one, I'm sure. CHRISTIE opting to play with the leggings under his shorts. Obviously considers this sort of cooler climes compared to where he's from in Jakarta, where I watched him bring home the maiden gold to win the Asian Games Championships in last August, I think. And well, he ripped the roof off really with the performances there, and at the end taking off his shirt, showing off to some of the ladies. They love him there. He's absolutely adored. 21 years old he is, ranked 9th at the moment, has been as high as 8. I mentioned that already, but he's a real star back home, the Indonesian number 2. And he'll have been sad that Ginting's gone from the tournament at the very top, beaten by Lindan. Anyway, back to this one. He's had fairly emphatic passage through, has Jonatan CHRISTIE. It was that match against Wang Suwei from Chinese Taipei that really extended him the hour it was. But, after that regular service resumed, he beat Sun Fiek-sang in straight games in 37 minutes. So here he is, the Indonesian survivor against Kanta TSUNEYAMA. .22 years old, 5'8" he stands, or 1m72 if you prefer it that way. Born in Saga, Japan, made quarterfinals of the World Championships last year. He's won 1 World Tour title over the last calendar year. That was in the Thailand Open. I mentioned that. 5 quarterfinal showings as well, and that was his route through. Took down Pranoy in a match lasting 1 hour and 13 minutes yesterday. That was a really tight one against the Indian. Always anticipated that way. But other than that, fairly plain sailing for him. Pranoy was unseeded in this event. He's world number 26. The Indian has been a top 10er himself, but that was a fine win for TSUNEYAMA, who's much improved. I was on the bus with Susan Taylor. She was sat opposite me. She's always full of positivity and chirpy little comments. Lovely lady. I really,
Jonatan CHRISTIE,
everybody's fond of Susan. And Simon Lin.
And on my left, Kanta TSUNEYAMA, Japan. Kanta TSUNEYAMA to serve. Love all.
So first of 2 men's singles semi-finals, we're bringing you Kanta TSUNEYAMA taking on Jonatan CHRISTIE.
Service over. 1 love.
Ollie, your thoughts on this upcoming?
It's not going to be a short match, I don't think, unless Jonatan CHRISTIE plays extremely well. But even looking at the match times of Tsuneyama over this tournament, these things been nothing under about 50 minutes. He's quite defensive, gets a lot of shuttles back, but isn't really that aggressive, doesn't really has to fight to win his points, whereas CHRISTIE will definitely be more of the aggressor in this one. He's a bit more power from the back line, a bit more dangerous, and is more than happy to use it, whereas Tsuneyama will quite happily just put him down there just like that and then make him run the diagonal. Again, we see the clear, happy to put him on the back line. He'll come with an attack once in a while, but he's not particularly dangerous from the back of the court. So we'll see a lot of these types of rallies.
He's supremely fit, isn't he? Lithe and making some great gets to sustain that rally, but beaten in the end by the Indonesian brilliance. He's a powerhouse, Jonatan CHRISTIE. I was beside him in the warm-up area yesterday. He was doing his lunges and what have you. He's very, very stout, muscled build.
Service over.
Tsuneyama will be relieved inside that he's got something to show for his efforts in the last 4 points. It's true, isn't it? It's very uncomfortable when you don't get on the scoreboard for a while. Can't settle.
Two, three.
2-0 up with the head-to-head advantage is CHRISTIE. Won in the Victor Korea Open last year. Both showings in September, also in the China Open as well.
3-all.
Yeah, good defense there from Tsuneyama. Nice and early. CHRISTIE's going to have to be a little bit careful that his own power doesn't get used against him on occasions.
Well, that's what Tsuneyama does, isn't it? Just makes you, teases you to hit the shuttle out, because you just have to feel like you're playing against a postage stamp size area the other side of the net. Remember them? It's all emails these days, isn't it?
5-3.
Yeah, I mean, I did say he's not that dangerous in the back of the court, but he's certainly quick. So anything that's a little too flat from CHRISTIE will be met with interest. Yeah, suitably punished there from CHRISTIE as well.
Service
well
over.
read.
4-5.
Too flat from Tsuneyama. This one here.
Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? What a lovely cross net that was from Jonatan CHRISTIE.
Yeah, even Tsuneyama can't keep up with that speed. Lovely touch. Really difficult as well when he's coming forward that quickly to be able to control the shuttle like that.
Service over. 6-5.
5'10" he stands. From PB Tanker Specs Badminton Club in Jakarta. He's had some great results. He was a runner-up here last year to Lin Dan, in fact, so he needs to win this match to defend those kind of points, but also had 3 semi-final showings: Malaysian Open, Korean Open and Indonesian Masters as well. In the Indonesian Masters, he beat Shi Yuqi and Kidambi Srikanth as well en route. So, you know, he really is a top player in Christie. And I love the way he carries himself. He's got pomp and majesty, hasn't he? He's got a sort of winner's swagger about him. He's acted in films, you know. he's got star quality, hasn't he, this man? From the way that he walks, he's just majestic.
Eight, 6.
Good rally there from both players.
Service over. 7.
Longest rally
8.
so far of 30 shots. Just sensing a little bit more urgency from Christie as he's trying to put a little more pressure on Tsuneyama just before the mid-game interval. Came up with a mistake at the end, but he's mixing up his variety nicely from the back line. Again, we see his speed forward.
Service over. 9, 7.
It's indicating how physically strong he is as well. The way he attacks straight down the line and then follows up.
Signing autographs in the King's Lounge in 2 minutes from now.
10, 7.
Tsuneyama just so good at nibbling away at opponent's psyche, isn't he, with the amount of shots that he makes, the recoveries, the digs that he gets.
Oh, broken string from Christie. Jaw.
Oh, that's really well done, given the situation, Ollie. When that string bed was just loosening and becoming quite soggy in the end, he managed to still kill the point. And that'll frustrate the Japanese as they head to the mid-game interval. 11 points to 7 in favour of the Indonesian. He always draws a big crowd, does Jonatan CHRISTIE, and you can imagine how the atmosphere was in the final here last year. Absolutely rocking against Lin Dan. And, of course, he knows how to draw some fans as well. They both have so much charisma, don't they?
Court 1, 20 seconds.
People spilling in, catching word of this wonderful match unfolding. And, of course, Lin Dan will be sighted here. 5th match, he takes on Angus Nkar Long. Before that, we've got the women's doubles semi-final and a men's doubles after it as well. So plenty more on offer for you across all of the different disciplines. Now, can Tsuneyama get his teeth in here and swivel this one around, or will the Indonesian powerhouse have his way. 11-7 to the good.
Brilliant there from Christie again. Just sense he's putting a little more pressure on Tsuneyama during the rallies, just feeling him out and then able to change the speed here, speed up. And then precision with that cross-court smash was spot on. Again, lovely shot. Just sensing Tsuneyama a little off balance in the backcourt, not much, but still enough for Christie to take a step forward. And a lovely little deception from his backhand side. Again, the speed and power, this time into the body with the smash. Nice little change up.
Kanta TSUNEYAMA comes in here on the back of a couple of first-round losses at the Singapore Open and Asian Champs as well in Wuhan. But he's been playing well to get here. Super leave from Christie.
15-7.
So spatially aware.
Service over. 8-15.
Well, assisted by a little lady luck, the break off the top of the net going favourably for the Japanese. And boy, does he need it right now, because Christie has been in fine fettle of late and just romping away with the momentum. And that sort of just stopped it dead in its tracks momentarily. What will ensue? Christie's won 7 of the last 8 points. The Japanese just doesn't like squaring off against the Indonesian. He has too much power for the Japanese, you sense. No, he thinks that's gone long.
Kanta TSUNEYAMA challenges.
TSUNEYAMA, I mean.
Called in.
Let's find out. Yeah, he was right.
Correction. Out.
Yeah, by a country mile in badminton standards.
10-15.
Yeah, those ones are the most difficult to judge as a linesperson as well. Skimming across the line, flat, hard smash, really difficult.
You have an empathy with them, don't you? The lines judges. I'm with you. I think they do a great job, and I understand exactly what you're saying.
Service over. 16-10.
Well, he's throwing caution to the wind right now. Of course he is. TSUNEYAMA, that was super
16.
return quality off the flicker.
It's a very acute angle that TSUNEYAMA was looking for there. Didn't quite come off.
11.
so hard when Christie comes with so much power to try and play it so precisely.
Exactly quarter of an hour play. Jonatan CHRISTIE from Indonesia with quite a hold over this one. You never tire of watching such astonishing athleticism. That was standout from this man.
18-11.
And he looks like he's barely broken sweat. That must be so frustrating as an opponent.
Yeah, it's at this current point in time, it's really difficult to see how Tsuneyama can even just start to get him off balance. That's the first thing he's got to do before he can start thinking about scoring points as well.
Both are outstanding athletes, but you just sense that CHRISTIE has that little bit more. Whatever he turned his mind to, you sense he could have been an outstanding sprinter as well with his body build. Those quads are absolutely loaded with muscle fiber.
A little bit unlucky there, CHRISTIE.
12-8.
Recognised that he had Tsuneyama under pressure on the back and took a step forward, but just drifting wide this time.
He's overpressed that one as well, and we've had quite a few of those shuttles just spilling long over the back line. Makes you wonder whether there is maybe a marginal drift blowing into our sort of main camera position towards the face of CHRISTIE, if you will.
Yeah, it certainly hasn't been any drifting too long at the other end, actually. But I don't think it's enough to cause any problems for players. We've seen them few and far between, so...
So are we implying that the ball is relatively fast and that Tsuneyama would be more effective in perhaps a slower ball, I would imagine? Here we are then, 8 game point opportunities for Jonatan CHRISTIE of Indonesia.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree, I think, in terms of, yeah, major tournaments, that if you think the size of the hall, especially in the Asian tournaments, is traditionally quite a bit bigger. And I'm not saying this one is small.
Game.
Absolutely. So there we have it then. Jonatan CHRISTIE, who was totally orchestrating affairs in the opening game, secures it 21 points to 12. Just 18 minutes played. So players making their way back to court then, ready to resume. Start of game 2 here in the company of Paul Hand and Ollie Leyden-Davis, enjoying this third semi-final of 6 we'll be bringing you from show court 1 on day, semi-finals day. Jonatan CHRISTIE getting us underway in game 2. Game to the good. A merciful dispatch from the Indonesian. Just looks, Ollie, very in control at the moment, doesn't he? What would you suggest if you were Tsuneyama's coach?
Good question, Paul.
You need a minute. Let's take some time for you on that one.
No, again, he does need to start like that, being a little more aggressive.
Service over.
He does run the risk of being punished in a counter-attacking manner if he gets it wrong, but he has to try something. Essentially, if the second set's going to go any way like the first did, then he's not going to get close. But he needs to play at a tempo that is going to stop CHRISTIE from being able to control everything, but it's difficult. Because if he finds his racket too much like that, and he does put speed in the shot, then it's going to be just played away from him into the open space, and he's going to be not in control of the rally again. So being early on the net is really important for him. He needs to be playing the shuttle down just with sustained pressure, essentially, until he can maybe hope for a mistake from CHRISTIE.
2-all.
It seems a thankless task at the moment, doesn't it? But very eloquently worded, Ollie. I'm with you. It's a tough ask.
Yeah, I feel like it's just one of those situations where playing styles is really not, well, from Tsuneyama's point of view, really not suited to playing against a guy like CHRISTIE. Again, to touch on what we spoke about before, it's just wide. In a bigger hall, it's a bit slower, heavier conditions, easier to defend and harder to hit it down. He's a lot more effective because, it's a lot more difficult to hit the shuttle on the floor, and therefore a lot more shuttles come back. The physical aspect comes into it, and that's where I think we've seen already this week that he's been good.
4-2.
And this is a man, not who's labouring down in sort of 30 or 40 in the rankings, which again is respectable. He's at 11 in the world off a career high. But like you said, his game just fits hand in glove to CHRISTIE, who just has that little bit more most of the time. At the moment, that can all change. That's a good lead from CHRISTIE, but Tsuneyama doesn't think so. He's backing himself and wants to go upstairs to challenge.
Called out.
Well, he was very assured, wasn't he? He thrust his arm in the air immediately. It's gone.
Challenge unsuccessful.
Credit to the lines judge.
1 challenge remaining. Service over. 3-4. Play. Service over. 5-3.
Oh, reflexive brilliance from CHRISTIE, who just seems to have like a radar on the game of the Japanese at the moment.
Yeah, I was about to say there's been better signs from Tsuneyama in the last couple of rallies, but again, he needs to try and do that, play that sort of way to cause CHRISTIE some trouble. Yeah, he might be punished, but now it pays off being a little more aggressive.
Service over.
Just something needs to change for him. And already, I think these last 4 rallies we've seen that he is starting to try and be a little more aggressive, attack CHRISTIE more and get the shuttle coming up to him.
Out. Service over, 5-6.
Always cat-like, isn't he, around the court, the Indonesian, and just really can pump up the volume when he needs on that smash. Plenty of chili injected on that one.
Sharp from Tsuneyama there.
Service over.
A little bit lucky with the net cord that
6.
forced Christie to lift, but he certainly dispatched the lift with sublime quality. Lovely cross-court smash.
You do sense that this man does favour it, though, when it really heats up and gets physical.
Yeah, he's certainly the type that can run all day. That's just phenomenal from Christie.
It's blistering, isn't it? Crushing power from the Indonesian there. The way he climbed behind it so quickly.
Yeah, but if we look how quick this hits the floor, how far forward it is. Like, it's so steep as well. Yeah, just when he hits with an angle like that, it just means it hits the floor so much faster than if it's just raw power.
He had so many options there, but that was super good from Christie.
8-7.
I feel we're doing a disservice to Tsuneyama, but there's just so much to savour when the Indonesian steps on court that Tsuneyama looks relatively academic, and he's far from it. He's a great player in his own right. But he's just been contained by the Indonesian. And now what's starting to happen, of course, as you're witnessing, he's starting to overpress, which is kind of, you know, understandable.
Yeah, it all comes back to essentially Tsuneyama needing to find a way to win his points, and he's struggled to do that so far outside of being given mistakes from Christie's racket. And then when that happens, yeah, you do start to press for more, and then it can result in errors from your own side.
He's got the shuttle on a string right now, Christie. He's just spreading the court beautifully, all four corners, and it's just been painful for Tsuneyama, who has a momentary sort of forlorn look about him with his head sunken. Now he's okay, but Christie really enjoying the way that this one matches up for him. A little too greedy there, though. Over audacious with that one, the reverse slice.
8-10.
That's excellent pressure from the Japanese, just keeping on at Christie, taking his time and space away as much as he could.
Yeah, it's nice attack from Tsuneyama in that rally. Just in the way that he brushes across the shuttle when he hits through it. Doesn't hit it clean, just makes it a little more difficult to read from Christie, and just throws him the other way, just a fraction. We won't see it here, but
9-10.
just means that he's slightly wrong-footed when the shuttle leaves the racket.
And with most players as well, you sort of sense that at times there's a little physical lapse, but from the Indonesian bull, not so at the moment. He's been imposing, hasn't he? Really statuesque and in your face with that physicality. Jonatan CHRISTIE leads 11-9 at the mid-game interval here. Half an hour played exactly on the match clock.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Has Kanta TSUNEYAMA got anything else to respond with here? Tight second game.
Service over. 10-11.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that he's had to do something differently, TSUNEYAMA, to stay in the match, but it is only 10-11. He is there or thereabouts. Right with CHRISTIE at the moment. That one must have been right on the line or very close too as well. Bit of a lapse in judgment. Terrific defense from TSUNEYAMA. Read that straight smash from CHRISTIE and it was whipped cross court. This one here, there it is. CHRISTIE still in the corner after he's hit the shot. We're starting to see some of the counter-attacking abilities of TSUNEYAMA there.
Delirium breaking out on court 2, adjacent to this one. Yamaguchi match points down to Li Jure of China. Another thunderous dispatch from Jonatan CHRISTIE.
13-12.
Vicious with the straight smashes and getting really rewarded well for them now, Jonatan CHRISTIE.
Yeah, that's 3 points in a row he scored with that exact straight smash down TSUNEYAMA's backhand side.
Back at the China Open in September, Kanta TSUNEYAMA took a game from CHRISTIE, 21-17. But today, the complexion of this looks kind of one way at the moment.
15-12.
You see him mixing it up from the back line with the quality drop shot as well. He's so quick forward.
Service over.
And again, nice little variation from Tsuneyama from the back line there. A little cut. Just brushing across the shuttle, giving it a bit more angle, a little less speed. Wrong-footed Christie slightly, but those moments have not been frequent enough for Tsuneyama to really be imposing.
Yeah, it's only one of the last 6 points, isn't it? It's just been a blur of speed from this man, the other side of the net. He really has kept the Japanese at arm's length so well, Christie. And again, ripping that smash, that time cross-court with frenzy.
17-13.
Yeah, seems a deliberate plan to go after the backhand side of Tsuneyama, certainly at the moment. Just makes him that much more dangerous when he has the straight smash from his forehand corner and then also the soft cross-court slice.
Oh, it's masterful from Christie. Everything he's doing right now is turning to gold. Can barely put a foot wrong.
19-13.
Lovely place to be as a player, I'd imagine, especially in a semi-final of a World Tour 300 event. He'll be delighted with his form so far. Can he see it through now? 2 points away. Oh, fantastic turnaround from Tsuneyama there. Now the quarter tender will need to come on for that one. It was a gallant dive from Jonatan Christie, full length, but unable to save the point. Look at that. Almost.
We have an autograph signing for those that would like to visit with our mixed doubles combination, Chan Peng Soon and Go Liu Ying from Malaysia. They're into the final, and they are signing
8 out of the last 10 points has been won by this man.
The King's Lounge, autographs with Chan
14,
and Go Liu
19.
in the King's Lounge upstairs now. Just walk, please. No running, just walk. Thank you.
Well, they've been on court for 37 minutes. And Tsuneyama is still 5 points shy. Yeah, he is just like a blur, isn't he? He's just so focused. You can see it in his eyes, and all of that industry and endeavour have brought up 6 match point opportunities for Jonatan Christie.
Match point 14. Service over. 15-20. Game.
The powerful Indonesian number 2, too hot to handle today. Jonatan Christie marches on in Auckland, coming through in emphatic fashion, to the delight of his fans, and he's lots of them here. He beats Kanta TSUNEYAMA 21-12, 21-15 in 39 minutes. That was a standout display from Jonatan Christie.
Match won by Jonatan Christie, 21-12, 21-15.
He kept on the front foot and just didn't let Tsuneyama in, and now that's a hat-trick of wins for the Indonesian against this Japanese opponent. Christie goes into tomorrow's title decider, where he will take on the winner of Lindan and Nka Long later on today.